Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Jets Radio. Happy early Thanksgiving. At Talk Jets Radio, Instagram and Twitter. Let's Talk Jets Radio on YouTube. We want to thank everybody that's been joining us for the live streams. Our YouTube channel has been chaos. We had two very special guests last night that I think have probably ruffled a lot of feathers, but we did the best interviews that we could. Mr. Primetime, how you doing, man?
Hanging in there, man. I think it's going to be impossible to top guests that we had last night, but I'm excited to talk with fans, see how they're doing. 6 weeks left into the season, so round in the corner.
Yeah, man. Jets are 0-10. They're a bona fide mess. More injuries, more questions. Will Darnold play? Will he not play? So let's bring on Mr. Tyrone, the man of the people here. This guy has got a huge following. Tyrone, what's up, man?
What's going on, fellas? Always a pleasure to be on the show with the great Primetime and Tyson. So I'm just grateful to be here, man. We 0-10, and I'm extremely not mad. So I don't know what to say.
But Tyrone,
it's crazy.
Listen, save me your not mad shit. I want to know about this. When you heard about how the play calling actually occurs on the sideline, did it not give you just a little bit of rage and make you wonder, like, what in the hell is actually going on there? And just, is that the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in your life?
Well, no, it is, but it's not surprising. You got to look at it, man. Nothing that he does is going to piss me off anymore, man. I'm just over him. I'm over the situation. I watch this team just each week. Just it's an ongoing debacle, man. It's every week it's something new. Every week something leaks out, and then you realize how really fucking asinine this guy is, man.
Well, this wasn't leaked out, dude. This wasn't leaked out. He told us and was actually proud of it. Like, I don't know. This is how our play calling works. Like, Darnold Loggins called it to me. I either approve it or I change it, and then it goes to the quarterback. Like, this was like he was confident about talking about this, which was just it gave me a headache, dude. But it makes you wonder, like, time management, game management, all this shit. Now you think about, look at what Sam Darnold's dealing with. Flacco can give a shit. He don't care anymore. But, dude, this is a disaster on so many levels.
This is the problem, Tyson, with that. I'm shooting pop on 1 second. This is the problem with that. This just shows you, man, that this guy is a narcissist. He will not relinquish his power with this team. So the little bit of credit they have for that he wants to get because they're moving the ball and they're taking shots downfield, he wants to be involved in that. He wants to make himself look good. And this is the whole problem with him and with this organization for not doing anything with that, not saying anything, allowing us to get this far. We're 0-10 team. And our franchise quarterback, was supposedly franchise quarterback, has a bum shoulder, and we have no clue when he's going to be back on the field. So the one thing I wanted to see was Sam play with, those receivers and Chris Herndon playing a little bit better and in the rookies. I wanted to see that. And, of course, it's a good chance we're not going to see that. What do you think, Primetime?
Well, no, we know. Wait, hold on. We may see that. But my question for you is this. I'm not letting you off, Tyrone, because you're trying to dance around this shit. I'm going to come right after you with this. So he explained this, which the play calling is ridiculous. You don't play telephone on the sideline in an NFL game. Either you trust your coordinator or you don't. If you're going to have to play, if you're going to do this, it's insane. The question I have is, Joe Douglas knows about this. So now they're allowing this, which is ridiculous to all of us. So now Jets as an organization, they're all okay with this. And I have a problem with that. Listen, I know the end goal is we want to lose. Everybody wants to lose. You want to go 0-16. The problem that I have is they're allowing this to happen. At some point you say, hey, listen, I understand you're trying to do this. That idea is fucking stupid. We can't have this as an organization. Like, you change your culture by not allowing stupidity. If you want to lose games, it's fine. But, Tyrone, Joe Douglas is starting to concern me. Not only with the play calling and how they're handling it, with the goddamn injuries. Because how does Bless Austin go from injured to improving to IR? How does this happen, man? This is happening under his watch, too, now. Like, he's a piece of this puzzle now. He's part of the stench now.
Nobody gets a pass, bro. Like, we're 0-10.
I don't see nobody mentioning Joe Douglas. I don't see nobody mentioning Joe Douglas. All everybody's saying is fire Gase, Gase sucks. Well, to me, there's a lot bigger problem here. This whole organization is taking part in this stench.
No, you're absolutely correct. What do you think, Prime Time?
Well, if I could just real quick, I mean, when I was trying to hammer Joe Douglas a few weeks ago, you know, it seemed like we were trying to give him a pass. Like a lot of people were trying to give him a pass that, you know, it's not necessarily his fault. He needed some guys who were injured to come back. And I just feel like, you know, he is off to a certain extent, but, like, how much power does he really have where we can blame on him? Like you said, Tyson, a few weeks ago, when it came to, you know, the Sam Darnold thing and staring at him, trying to throw him on the bus, we don't know if it's gone to owner. We don't know if he's requested that, you know, they change their method of calling. Like, we have no idea the power he has and what he's actually allowed to do at this point.
I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we know who's making the calls in this team. We understand that. So, I mean, I'm not saying that necessarily. I'm not giving him a pass in no way, shape, fashion, or form. But at the same time, I really think that Adam has a lot more power than they're really letting on. And to me, you know, like I said, I think about a week ago, I think that he's actually making the calls. I think he's making the calls in the organization that a GM should be making, because there's no way you're going to tell me that, you know, you relinquish your offensive play calling to your offensive coordinator who has done nothing since he's been here, then come to find out that he has to okay the play with you to see if you like it. So if that's the case, why the hell don't you just make the play call yourself?
Dude, it makes no sense, Tyrone. That's what I'm saying. Like, when we think something's going on, and then you hear the explanation, you hear what they're tolerating, you hear what you're doing, and then you watch it actually translate on the field. Like, again, I will clarify this. I understand we want to lose games. The goal is number one pick and all of that. But what I don't understand is allowing this incompetence when you see the 3-minute drill, the 2-minute drill, when you see the team call a timeout after a drop pass. Like, shit like that for a veteran coach is the same stuff that we ran Todd Bowles out of town for. Like, and it's just like you watch it week in and week out, and like, are they all in on it now? Or they're saying, listen, Adam, we just want you to ride it out for the next 16 weeks. We're going to fire you at the end of the season. You're going to get your money, and we all go on our way. Or is there something to the notion where, like, they're all in on it? Like, listen, we know we're going to lose all 16 games. Be a team player. We'll bring it back next year, and we'll see what happens. Because it's alarming. Like, the things they're doing are alarming. Furthermore, while I understand we want to lose under Gase, the way these injuries are happening to the young players is concerning to me. Like, Becton can't stay healthy now. Pirine's out. Bless Austin's out. And the biggest injury of all of them is Sam Darnold. Because now Sam Darnold's to the point where the team, it's almost like they're questioning his toughness, where it's like, well, listen, he has no pain, but we're not sure what's going to happen when he gets hit. If you're a player and you have that concern, you're going to be tentative, Tyrone. There's no way you're not going to be. You're going to be hesitant. You're going to be tentative, and you know their play calling's not going to help them. They're going to throw them right to the fucking wolves, which is concerning. Like, I just don't like the way they're handling anything right now.
Well, Tyson, you look at this. All of this, man, is a repeat of what happened in Miami. I mean, there's no surprise. There's nothing.
But what do you
throwing
do
at
with
me that
Sam
we
Darnold
haven't
right
seen.
now? But what do you do right now? But Tyrone, here is your situation. You have 6 games left, and he's to the point where they're not sure what's going to happen to him after he gets hit. Will his shoulder be worse? Will it be not? It's a pain tolerance thing. How do you handle that? Do you throw him out there and say, hey, you know what? Keeping in mind, George Fant is hurt, Adoga's hurt, Becton's banged up. Do you feel confident behind that? How do you, Tyrone, handle this?
I mean, me personally, man, I want to rest him until he's ready to play. But that's not. But I don't get to make them calls. I mean, this is talking about the same team who ruined a fucking good quarterback. So there's nothing that they're going to do to surprise me.
But what would you do? What would you do? What would be your stance right now if you were to coach a team? What would you do?
I would wait to say Sam is ready to play. I wouldn't throw him out there with the offensive line, but I would have never put him in a situation the way he got hit. You know what I'm saying?
But
that comes from adjustment.
But are you worried there's only 6 games left? There's only 6 games left. You say, you know what? Let's sit him out 2 more weeks, play the last 4. Is this an actual audition? Like, to me, honestly, I don't see the purpose of rushing him back to prove what? To prove he's tough, to prove he can take a hit. Like, I don't understand what we're trying to do here.
Well, I mean, Tyson, you got to look at it as well, too, though. I mean, they have done nothing to help Sam out at all. They haven't, this is the whole problem I have, man. That's why I say, man, it's a shit show just going live. I mean, because you have plays, you're scripting games for Joe Flacco that would better suit Sam. You understand what I'm saying? What you would do with Joe Flacco, you should have been doing with Sam Darnold. So the action.
Well, Joe Flacco also has Mims playing at a high level. They have Perriman back healthy. I mean, Joe Flacco has something. Even Chris Herndon came out of his fucking witness protection and caught some passes. So when Sam comes back, he's going to actually have that. Unfortunately, he won't have Perine because Perine's an injured reserve right now. So in theory, he's going to have the arsenal that Flacco has. Will they call the same plays? I'm not so sure because now you got to worry about this. Are they going to be a max protect because they're worried about him taking a beating behind his offensive line? You know, like I don't understand. Like I have no faith in how they're going to handle him, which makes me scared to play him.
Yep, that's the whole problem. I mean, that's been the whole issue this whole time. I mean, if they were concerned with Sam and keeping Sam upright, you would have had better game plans. You would have adjusted. You would have adjusted the line. You would have kept people in. You know, I can't remember a time where I've really seen max protection for Sam this whole season. You know, so I mean, you're asking this kid, you know, and this is why I said, man, ruining a quarterback or ruining a franchise. You know what I'm saying? That's what Adam Gase is known for, man. That's what he's done. That's his legacy, man, in football. He destroys organizations, and you watch what happened in Miami.
I understand it, but I'm more focused. But I'm not. I don't care about the last 9 weeks. I don't care about last season. I'm worried about these 6 games and what Adam Gase and Joe Douglas are going to do with Sam Darnold. That's the biggest story of everything else, other than losing every game and going to 0-16. It's what happens with Sam. Do they play him? Does he get hurt again? Can he play well? So what do they do? And who makes the call? Like, is it a Joe Douglas call? Is it an Adam Gase call? Who actually makes the call on Sam? Or does Sam say, you know what? I don't feel fucking ready. I don't care what you think. I'm not coming back until I'm ready, which me personally, if I'm a player, that's what I probably would do. So I'm like, listen, what am I have? Like, if this is a 6-game audition where almost everybody's written him off and said, you know what, you need to change the scenery, why rush back? You're not going to the playoffs. You know, I mean, like, I don't understand who's making this decision, to be honest with you.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you know, if you're going to, you know, audition for what? You know, audition for a new coach? I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I mean, I think that, you know, you don't play him next game because he's not ready. You know what I'm saying? So you want to say the last 4 games, you want to see what he can do with those kind of weapons. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I mean, why rush him back? Why let him get more injured? I mean, you know, our protection hasn't been great. You know, it's been better the last 2 weeks, the last 2 games. They protected a lot better. But the game plan has been a little bit better. They've been putting Flacco in better positions than they put Sam in, and that's what bothers me more than anything. I just think that
not
that
the first
really
half of the game they didn't.
Well, that just shows a lack of what they're doing and a lack of failure in how they failed this kid and how they failed us as fans, and they felt, you know, this whole shit show. I mean, but it's been some good points too. I mean, we're watching Mims come in and play what we've been waiting for all season. The kids really, Herndon showed up last week, which I was really shocked. And this shit with Becton every week going out for 3 or 4 plays or being hurt and then coming back in, man. It's just, you know, and then, you know, Adoga, man, like, I'm not even being funny, man, but like this kid gets hurt every single week, bro. Like every time he comes in, he gets hurt, man. It's an ongoing thing. And, you know, McDermott did okay, but I mean, it's just a really bad place, man. You know, it's a really bad show that we're putting out there. But you know, my major concern is Sam Darnold, and I hate what's been done to this kid, man. I just think this kid, you know, it's what's been done to him.
I just want to know who makes the decision. I want to know who makes the final decision of if Sam Darnold takes the field or not. If the doctors say that, you know what, it's a pain tolerance issue, we don't know what's going to happen when he gets hit, who makes the final call for the Jets?
Would you trust the Jets? Would you trust the Jets doctors? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, like, you know, and this is what's so crazy. You realize at one point we had one of the best medical staffs in the NFL, and how fast that they've dropped to be probably the worst or close to the worst. I mean, you know, we have more guys on injured reserve than imaginable. We have guys get hurt every single week. We have guys that go from being productive and about to
they're getting
get
hurt
better.
in fucking practice. They're not even getting hurt in the game. They're getting hurt in practice.
Exactly. Like, you know, saying the Bless Austin thing you brought up, man. That's a great point, man.
Ridiculous.
Yo, the last thing I heard about him was he was getting better, you know, it's day to day. Then the next thing I hear is he's on IR. How the fuck you go from getting better to IR in the same week? It wasn't even a different week. It was the same, like, a day difference. So I mean, it's what it is, man. It's something that right in the situation. But like I said, man, I was talking to a Miami fan. He really, you know what I'm saying, he really broke it down. He's like, bro, he's like watching the shit in repeat. It's just everything that's going on with you guys.
But the difference is that it's in repeat. But listen, I'm going to beat a dead horse because I'm not giving Joe Douglas a pass anymore. I'm just not, because the things that are happening here, either he's a part of it or he's just ignorant. Because you watch these injuries like
he's
this,
a part
and the weird article today was like, well, the Jets are tanking, so they didn't want Bless Austin to play. Here's a newsflash: Bless Austin has to play because he's got a lot to prove too. He's not no established veteran. Arthur Millette was getting torched up and down the goddamn field. Bless Austin's been inconsistent as well. Like, he needs as much playing time as possible. He's part of the audition process too. Like, he's not a foregone conclusion. There's not many guys on defense that we think are solid starters at this point. So that idea is fucking ridiculous too.
Absolutely. It's like, there's nobody on this defense that you can say that we can shut down for the season and be ready for next season. There's nobody,
Maybe Quentin Williams if you want to go that far.
I'll say this: Quentin Williams and Myers, these guys have really been playing their ass off. Vakasi been playing his ass off. There's nobody else on that defense, man, that I would be like, we could really nobody. And the good thing about it, I really like watching.
Lange,
but he's not starter caliber. He's more of a role player, but he's been playing his ass off. Actually, somebody else who really shocked me, who's really been disappeared. Double J, Jordan Jenkins, bro, absolutely disappears, bro. He, what I'm saying, he over pursuits, man, takes wrong angles. I mean, when you look at this team and what we need, man, you definitely need a whole new defense. Marcus May.
Look at Marcus May. I don't even know what Marcus May's value is at this point either.
But I will say this about Marcus May. I did like last game. He was really working with the young kids. I watched him every time a play go down. He's
got no fucking choice, dude. He's surrounded by three rookies. He's got to.
But I like the fact that he's actually, taking that kind of leadership role because we wasn't having that before. And I actually like the way that the rookies played. I think Jackson and I think Hall, I think these guys play well. I mean, they had their growing pains, but they, we have to be, excited that these kids are getting playing time. It sucks that we're 0-10 and these kids are having to play a significant role, but at the same time, they need time and to learn.
Did you lose? What did we say 3 weeks ago? You said if you're going to lose young. Let these guys get all the playing time they want. Listen, if Bryce Hall is getting beat by Keenan Allen, I have no problem with it. Guess what? He's going to learn from it, dude. Like, this is I'd rather see that than Pierre Desir be burnt toast every goddamn game. So I don't judge them. I'm not critical of them. They're like Lamar Jackson sometimes look lost. Ashton Davis took some bad angles, but listen, they're learning against a high-flying offense with absolutely no pass rush whatsoever. We have no pass rush at all. Like, they get the little, you get a burst from Quentin Williams. You get, and their other free agent signing, Owasu from the Ravens, he comes back 1 week and he's hurt off the bat. So it's like on defense, I mean, it's just the young guys are playing. It's great. You'd like to see Zuniga get a lot more snaps than he did. Bryce Hall, John Franklin Myers. I mean, Nathan Shepard finally made some plays that had some stupid penalties, but Henry Anderson came out of witness protection. He had a block punt and had some pressure. But other than that, man, like, the youth movement is great, but overall the amount of injuries, the way they handle injuries, and the uncertainty around Sam Darnold is just – it's wild to me, man. Like, this is going to be a story the rest of the season, how they handle it, who does it, and who's responsible for it. And I have no faith whatsoever in any aspect of this organization, including the general manager.
Well, I think right now that they're blaming, they're Gase is trying to say that, Joe Flacco runs my system better. It's not, it's not me, it's Sam Darnold. I mean, this kid's been depleted with no weapons all season long. Now you get a few guys back, and then all of a sudden that, you're the guy that's calling the plays. You're the guy that knew this was going to happen, and it's BS, man. I said, this team. You know what could be happening, to be honest with you, because the guy they got from the Vikings, that Pat Elflein, I think it's how you say his name, they're calling him a center. So are they thinking about replacing McGovern and trying him out there? And then do you play Cameron Clark? Because the last thing you want to do, if we're being completely honest, is bringing back Sam with a new center, like in two new pieces, of your 5-man line. That's not ideal either when you already know he's banged up. Like, I mean, Primetime, don't you think? I mean, Primetime is one of Darnold's biggest supporters. I know everybody wants to bring him back, but if you're going to bring him back with a new center,
or a revamped O-line, and he's kind of like, Kevin, doesn't that kind of concern you a little bit?
Slightly, yes, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's never going to be perfect around him. And, these are probably the last 6 opportunities that he's going to have to impress, Douglas and some other people in the organization to, possibly extend his Jets career, which is already hanging, by a thread as it is. So, yeah, he's got 6 games left. He's got all his receivers back. Yeah, the O-line's banged up a little bit, but like I said, it's never going to be perfect. It's at the point now he's got to go out there and show that he can be a starting quarterback in this league, whether it's for the Jets or somebody else. I think that for a 23-year-old kid at this point, he probably realizes that the writing's on the wall with his career in a Jets uniform. So I would think he's kind of taking it as a personal task to, audition for other teams and show that he deserves to be a starting quarterback and get another opportunity somewhere else. But that's just me. I don't know how much value there really is in, getting more reps in this Adam Gase offense. He might look at it like, you know what, I'm still not 100%. I could do more damage. I might look even worse going back out there. I mean, who the hell knows?
Now, what do you think about Joe Douglas, Primetime? And we talk all the time about this, but like, the more I think about this, especially with the injuries and especially his final decision making, like, where does Joe Douglas play a role if Sam comes back on the field or not? Like, who makes the decision here?
I mean, personally, I think it's probably the doctors, and, as long as the doctors say he can't do more damage, then, the quotes that they've been giving us about pain tolerance are probably true. But something that we did mention a few weeks ago, and somebody, a friend Matt just tweeted at us about this, it's important to remember Sam Darnold, Joe Douglas, Adam Gase all have the same agent, all right, all same agency. So it's possible that there is a plan in place that they all kind of are on board with and that they all entered the season kind of together with. Maybe the opinions on Sam possibly, throughout the season have changed a little bit, or if they're in position for the number 1 overall pick. But again, the same agency, I feel like they're probably on board together. And, the lack of communication that we sometimes joke about and talk about, at least between Douglas and Gase, I mean, it's probably there. They probably have a solid working relationship, as much as we don't want it to be that. And that's why I fear that he could be back next year.
Well, did they just give McGovern? Did they just give McGovern a 1-year contract?
McDermott.
Okay. And my other question is. I was going to say
real quick on McDermott. I mean, I don't know what the value of the deal was, but for 1 year for a backup offensive lineman, I can't imagine that deal is worth anything more than $1 million, $1.5 million, something like that. So, for a depth piece offensive lineman that you think might be able to plug in for a game or two if somebody's hurt, I mean, I don't think that's a huge indication either way of anybody's job security.
Well, I got a question. Why isn't Clark playing?
Why isn't Morgan playing?
Yeah, we're not going to have the Morgan discussion.
And again, because like Van Roten, I mean, it's another one of those glorified, 3-year, 1-year contracts. He's probably not part of your future. I don't see him sticking around. He's getting older. So you want to start finding what you have, especially at 0-10. At 0-8 it should have happened when you were basically eliminated from the playoffs. Should have happened even earlier than that. But, he's been healthy now for a number of weeks. I don't know why the hell he's not even active. But, yeah, you want to get a look at all these draft picks in as many reps as possible. Find out what you have, whether they're depth pieces, potential starters for next year. Get some stuff on film with these guys.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me why he's definitely not playing. I think that, you want to see what you have for next season so you know what you need to do this offseason. But like I said, man, we're every week, so we're trying to figure this out. And, it just baffles the shit out of me. So there's no point of getting mad anymore because, there's nothing surprising me. I'm sitting there watching the game.
Listen, I know we don't want to get mad, but I mean, hearing that play calling shit, dude, like you got to be like, are you for real? I mean, but not even that. Watching, like we do a live stream during the game, watching the time management. Tyrone, I'm hammered. I'm drinking Trulies. I'm trying to have a good time. Basic, fundamental time management and game management. He's horrific at it. Like before the half, game on the line, he's got no clue what the hell he's doing at all. Like it's hard to not get mad when you watch it. It's pure incompetence.
Oh, that last series before the half when he gave him the ball back? Absolutely.
Yep.
But we understand that. Just like, I'm sorry, man. I'm really tired of watching Frank Brewer run the football, man. I'm just really sick of that. That shit does nothing.
Especially in a hurry up.
Nothing for me. Absolutely, man. It's just like I said, man. It's when I'm watching the game and I'm watching how the game is unfolding and I'm watching like Mims make these amazing catches because he had 4 great catches. 2 of them really impressed the shit out of me. But I'm watching this kid. I'm like, okay, this kid can play. I'm watching Herndon, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the field, wide open, making 2 really amazing catches. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself now, other than Mims, why this shit ain't been working all season long? Why couldn't you do this when you have Sam out there? Why are you not rolling Sam out? Why are you not giving Sam max protection? Or why are you not adjusting? Have you guys noticed the last couple of weeks we've had motion in the offense? You notice that? You see how easy that makes it for the quarterback to be able to read what the fuck they're doing? But they don't do that with Sam. This is why I said, man, it's been a track to put this kid or make this kid the scapegoat for this season. And I'm sorry, there's no justification for any team being 0-10 when you have free agency and you have a competent, supposedly competent GM and probably an offensive genius as a head coach. There's no way you go 0-10, but yet and still that's our plight. That's where we're stuck at right now. So watching this, man, it just shows you, man, the lack of understanding from this whole organization. And we hope to get past it, but it seems like we never ever find a way to get past this shit. We always find a way to screw it up. Just like I'm saying this right here. First pick of the draft, man, I ain't counting on that. You know why? Because the Jets are going to find a way to F it up. That's what we do. That's what I'm used to. That's what I'm accustomed to. Them finding a way to screw it up.
I'm worried about getting the first pick before we screw it up. I'm not even sold that we're going to get the first pick. I think that the Jets are going to find a way to win a game, and Jacksonville's not going to win.
Tyson, that's what I'm saying, Tyson. They're going to find a way to win a meaningless fucking game that means nothing to nobody. And jack it up. Listen, bro, I'm praying for Jacksonville every single week, bro. I'm pulling for them every single. Just go ahead and get you one more. That's all I need you to do, because I know that we're gonna do something like that. But I mean, nobody wants to watch us lose, and all I want to do is be competitive. Like that Chargers game. Like I said, for a moment, we were competitive. You know what I'm saying? For a moment, we were down, and then we find a way to move the ball and just come down the field. But like I said, time management, like you said, time management, play calling, adjustments, these are things that we don't do. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching these guys play off Keenan Allen 15 yards. That's something we've been doing all season long. That's why when you said about Bless Austin, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason to shut him down because he hasn't proved anything to me that shows me that he's the number 1 quarterback or even a number 2 quarterback. Maybe a good role player, but not, I'm sorry. How can you say that when this guy is 15 yards and it's all it is pitch and catch? That's what we're watching. We're watching pitch and catch. And our defense can't stop a nosebleed. These are facts. It's what we do. You know what I'm saying? So.
All right, so what we'll do is we're going to go to Ivan in L.A. Ivan, what's up, man?
What's up, Tyson? What's up, Tyrone? What's up, Prime Time? How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, bro. How you?
And, I mean, there's never a dull moment with this team, unfortunately. I don't even know where to start. I guess, go with the whole play calling situation. In my opinion, it's a lose-lose situation because I believe when was it that JD and Adam Gase had that meeting, right, when they were discussing everything. And so by that point, it was already, or at least they knew that Adam Gase was the one still calling the plays. And so it's either one of two ways, the way I see it. It's either Joe Douglas knew about it and he tried to tell something to Adam Gase, be like, listen, bro, like, you can't be doing that shit. Like, we're wasting valuable time. And Adam Gase heard that, and he's like, yeah, but I'm still going to do that. So either Joe Douglas doesn't have any power to override him, or which I think is worse, is that Joe Douglas, again, he's supposed to be the football guy. He's supposed to know the X's and O's in regards to football. He heard what he was saying, and he's like, you know what, that's fine. I don't think that's such a big deal. And so in my opinion, that's worse. And so with this whole scenario, like, it's a lose-lose situation because this ultimately shows that there's no coherent plan, right? Because for every franchise, for every season, you want to have a plan in place. Like, okay, going forward, we're going to be doing this, and everyone has to be on board, from the owner to the general manager to the coach. Everyone has to be on board with the same plan, whether it's to win, whether it's to lose, and when you think about it, it's like we don't know who's making what decision, right? We don't know, is Joe Douglas thinking this, is Adam Gase thinking that? Why? Because again, there's no coherent game plan that everyone's sticking to, and so there's always going to be chaos because again, there's no game plan to follow. No steps to be like, okay, we're going to do this if shit doesn't go right. But so there's that. And again, it's like ultimately, like, for every team too, there's always one person that has like the final say. For example, for the Cowboys, whether you like it or not, Jerry Jones is, he's the guy in charge, right? Like, yeah, Mike McCarthy is like the coach or whatever, but Jerry Jones is making all the big moves. He's the one that says, I want this player, I don't want that player. In New England, it's Bill Belichick. In Pittsburgh, it's Mike Tomlin. Right? In every single team, you have specific people that run the show. But in the Jets, we have no fucking clue, right? Because again, we think it's Adam Gase, which it probably is. The media wants you to believe it's Joe Douglas, but then it can also be Christopher Johnson saying, you know what, everyone has to check in with me too. So there is no fucking. It's just the whole chaos from the bottom up, and then in regards to Sam Darnold,
it starts with the reporting structure, though, man. Like when you have the reporting structure of the general manager, the coach on the same level, it's ridiculous to begin with. Especially when the coach hires a general manager, that's even more ass backwards.
I was just about to say that, man. When you're an organization to where the coach reports to the owner and the GM reports to the owner, that shows right there a lack of communication and a lack of understanding. That right there shows you, man, that this shit is way beyond what we want it to be and what it should be. That's a bad organization in any way, shape, fashion, or form. When have you ever heard of something so stupid? So the coach and the GM report to the owner and not to each other? It makes no sense. There's no structure. There's no trust, and that's the problem. But how can you have trust when you have a coach that's fucking retarded, a GM who doesn't speak, and an owner who has no fucking clue?
Yeah, no, and again, unfortunately, and the problem is too is that unfortunately in the past with this ownership group, we've had success in the past. Again, I'm only a fan for 10 years, but in my 10 years, I've seen 2 AFC title games, and I know that we've been in the playoffs even before that with the Johnsons and owners. So this is just what I think but I think that small taste of success that, this can work. We just need the right pieces. But in terms of the structure, and again, I don't agree with it, but because they've had that success, they're stubborn. They're stubborn, and just look at what he did after week one.
Hold on. What exact success has the Johnsons had? They got lucky when they had Bill Parcells. I mean, they had a. Okay, so maybe success was the bad word, but I mean, success is to them. Not again. I don't agree that it was success. It was sustained success, but it was that 2-year run, back-to-back AFC title games. That's all I'm saying. Again, I can't speak to before Mark Sanchez because I wasn't a football fan back in the day. Since those back-to-back championship games, they've been one of the worst teams in football. It's been almost 8 years.
I agree. No, I agree. But what I'm saying is that they're hanging on to that. They're clinging on to that and saying and even with the. And even with the 2015 season, when they were one game away from making the playoffs, again, I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I'm just trying to diagnose from their point of view as to where they're coming from. They're see, it can't work. We were just one game away, or we were just one half away, or a bad run.
You know where it starts? Here's where your problem starts with ownership. When these clowns, when asked for any kind of playoff mandate or any kind of winning mandate, they never give one. They say, we just want to see some improvement, and we expect this, and we expect that. There's no accountability. There's no leadership. There's no direction. There's no culture. There's nothing. And it starts with ownership. They're clowns. They are so far in over their fucking heads. And the only way the Jets are ever going to turn the ship around is they back off and say, football guys make football decisions, and we just sign the checks. Until they do that, we're never going to get out of this mess. Never. Because they are so incompetent. To be honest with you, right now, your biggest fear as a Jets fan has got to be if Joe Douglas says, you know what, I want to hire whoever, Eric Bieniemy as coach, and Woody Johnson, Chris Johnson say, you know what, we don't want to hire him. We want to hire our flavor of the day, Bill O'Brien or whoever the hell it is. Then what do you do? This is the problem. They're always in the way. There's no power structure. There's no brain trust. There's nothing here. It's a mess.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, Tyrone.
No, I just want to say, Tyson, you know what, man? I actually got to agree with what you just said, bro. Was probably, man, something that I think every Jet fan is thinking, bro. That's just so true, man, to why we are what we are. Let the football guys do the football and let the ownership stay in the ownership place. That is the problem, man. Everybody wants that Jerry Jones type of mentality to get in the way. Stay the fuck out the way.
They're a Peyton Manning phone call away from having Matt Rule being their coach right now, right?
So listen, really quick, while I agree that ownership should stay out of personnel decisions, and I would love for Joe Douglas to make this coaching hire at the end of the year. What if Joe Douglas wants to hire, a first-time head coach, somebody that he has power over, yet ownership wants to step in and say, hey, you know what, Jim Harbaugh wants to come here. So what about, your power? We want the prominent head coach. Then what? Then are we still upset that ownership is stepping in?
Here's my answer to that. My answer is that is you're going to hire a coach. It's going to be an automatic problem with your general manager, and they're not going to be in sync and on the same page. It's going to be a problem because what's going to happen is we're going to be in the same situation we're now. Then Jim Harbaugh is going to run Joe Douglas out of town. Then your coach is hiring a general manager, and we're in the same fucking spot we're in now. At some point, listen, you want to sign Harbaugh, and he's going to get along with Joe Douglas, then fire Joe Douglas too, and get everybody on the same page with one power structure and no stabbing in the back, no agendas, no politics. Like, enough's enough. We've learned this lesson already. Like, we just lived through it.
Yep. I mean, you have to let your GM pick the head coach, and that's the problem. If Harbaugh was available and Joe Douglas didn't want Harbaugh, I understand that everyone is clamoring for him, but the coach that he picks is going to be the coach that he wants to work with. I mean, if we allow the ownership to go ahead and do that, we're in the same fucking boat we're in right now. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem.
It can't be an arranged marriage, Tyrone. The problem is it can't be an arranged marriage. They all have to be in agreement.
Yes, but we keep doing the same thing. We went from having Rex to Rex picking, to bringing in Isaac with Rex, and then, it's just a constant thing. You're not allowed. You notice that, bro? We haven't since Mangini, bro. We haven't had Tenenbaum. We haven't had a GM pick his damn head coach since Rex. Like, you know what I'm saying? Either the owners, go to this bullshit-ass group, or Peyton Manning gives a call, you know what, Peyton, if you listen, you're an asshole, bro. I just want you to know that, bro. Bob my heart. But it just sucks. It just sucks that, man, we keep making these kind of simple mistakes that set us back. And you understand that. Every time you hire a bad coach, you set this team back like 3 years, you know what I'm saying? And to me,
is that your dog, Tyrone?
No,
sorry. No, I'm walking my dog right now, and we're passed by some big dogs. That's me. So basically, Ivan, what you're telling us is that your dog is not agreeing with Tyrone, and that happens from time to time.
Hey man,
I can ask him later on, and then I'll come back to you guys. I can ask him.
Tell him that, man. Cause tell your dog, man. We don't want no problems. I'm just saying, Gates sucks. I mean, he should believe that shit. He knows.
So I got a question for you though.
Go ahead.
So this whole Sam Darnold situation, how do you think this plays out? The doctors pretty much cleared him. Now it's just a pain tolerance issue. Would you yourself play him? Go ahead.
Dude, honestly, fuck the doctors. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but 2 weeks ago, like, I brought it up that, like, could we have potentially seen the last of Sam Darnold in a Jets uniform? And I personally don't think he should play at all. For example, for number one, on the Michael Kay show interview yesterday, like they asked him like, what will it take for you to know if you're going to be able to play on Wednesday? And he basically said like, like I can throw and everything, but like I won't really know until I get hit, basically. And to me, that shows like you're clearly still fucking like a little gimpy on it. Like you're still unsure of yourself, because maybe this is a bad comparison, but I played soccer, right, growing up in high school or whatever. And there was a time where I had a high ankle sprain, and like I was out for a while. And I knew that like I would not be able to kick. I'm right-footed, so I knew that like until I could feel it until my leg was 100% right, I'm like, there's no fucking way I can play, because there's always that second doubt in my head that like, oh shit, like maybe is it gonna hurt? Like if someone tackles me, if someone slides on me, like will that injure me again? And so like I personally don't think you should play, especially when it's Chuma Doga out there, because again I also said that like, and I'll own this. I said that Chuma Doga maybe could have been a possible solution in the short term on the right side, but clearly that fucking game last week proved otherwise. And especially going up against a really good Miami defense coming up this week, like the last thing we want to do is for Sam Darnold to be behind a fucking shitty O-line when we won't know if Mekhi Becton is 100% or not. Like I don't think like there is like I understand Primetime's point about like maybe he can up his trade value, but again I don't know. I think it was you, Tyson, that said this, like he doesn't fucking know anything to the Jets anymore. Like the Jets did everything in their power to fuck him over. Like why would Sam put himself at risk just so he can benefit the Jets ultimately, right? Because at the end of the day, listen, wherever he's traded, if he fucking shows up during the practice during the off season and he fucking shows up and he balls, like he's gonna win a starting job somewhere, right? I'm not worried about that. So and he neither should he. Like I really do think he can be a starter, just not here. And so playing him these last 4 or 5 games makes no sense whatsoever, because again our O-line is pretty banged up. We're going up against a really good Miami defense, and again it's just like in my opinion he still needs to learn how to slide. Like he's still in that phase of like he wants to tough it out, he wants to take the big hits, and he only slides when he absolutely has to. Which, again, I'm just fucking scared that he's like one big hit away from getting his third injury in like 3-4 games, and then what? You're only gonna make his trade value go from like a 2nd to a 6 or whatever. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you get what I'm saying. So in my opinion, there's no reason to play him. There's not, and because the risk outweighs the reward substantially, in my opinion.
Does the risk outweigh the reward for Sam or the organization?
For Sam.
Wait, say that again.
I said, does the risk outweigh the reward for Sam or the organization?
For Sam. Well, for both, but particularly
Absolutely.
Sam because both, but particularly Sam because again, like if he does get injured, it's like no team is gonna want to like trade for him for another or like a 4th or 5th round pick. But even then, like a team's gonna be hesitant. Like, yeah, maybe he has all the tools to get it done. But again, the number one skill, the best ability is availability. And if this guy's gonna be hurt every fucking 3rd, 4th game, like, is it worth investing? Even if it's a 4th, 5th round pick, like, is it worth investing for him? And again, I love the guy. You know, I'm pissed and I'm sad that we've done this to Darnold, but. You know, you got to face reality, and like he gets fucking lit up like so many times a game. Part of it is his fault, but a lot of it is the O-line too. So it's like there's so many things that we won't know. And again, his shoulder's not fucking fine, dude. He can say all he wants. Like if your shoulder was fine, he'd be saying, yeah, dude, my shoulder's 100% right now. I can fucking sling it 100 yards or whatever, like with confidence. But he doesn't. Like he still. If you actually pay attention to his interviews, like he's still a little hesitant, like, yeah, like I won't know until I get hit. Well, we're not going to fucking drill you in practice, right? And so the only time you're actually going to get hit is during a game. And so, but by then it's like, do you really want to risk it? And
nope.
And again, you know, there's no, again, I understand primetime's point, but in my opinion, there's no point. There's no point in playing him because we gain nothing out of it.
Ivan, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it. It's a phenomenal call.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. Have a good one, man. Happy
Thanksgiving to you, too, man. That was a phenomenal call. I think this is going to be probably a topic that we're going to cover most of the night is just this whole Sam Darnold fiasco. So we're going to go to Nick in Staten Island. What's up, Nick?
What's going on, boys?
What's going on, Nick? How you doing, bro?
What's up, man?
All right,
How you feeling, man?
Still alive after playing bingo on Sunday. Yeah, but I guess my main point, I guess, would be Darnold. Like, say, like the last caller said, try to, not play him, like, preserve his value. But if you, like, say he's fine and you don't play him, that does signal to other teams that something's probably wrong with him. Or then you try to tell other teams on him, they probably won't make a move because he's still hurt, they don't think he's good enough, or just something not right. So I think if he's fine, then he has to play because then you try and sell the teams on him. He has to be playing there, good or bad. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the whole league sees that it knows what kind of organization we are, and they know what's been done to that kid. So I don't think his value. I think his value is going to be what it is. And we have the number one pick in the draft. If we take a quarterback, you're not going to get any value for Sam anyway because they know we don't need him. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think that anyone that knows who this kid is and his talent and looking at our organization and what this kid has been through, they already know what it is, man. So we're not getting no first, second, or third round pick for Sam, man. He's going to be a 4th, 5th at best, just because of the organization. And somebody's going to get a steal. He's going to go to a team and become a better player. Just like I said, what's been done to this kid is wrong, and everyone knows it, and that's the problem I have with it. That's why if I'm Sam, I'm not playing unless I'm healthy, unless I feel I can protect myself on that field. Because why injure myself or get a career-threatening injury for a team who doesn't have any loyalty to me? You feel me?
Yeah. Also, I think if I'm Sam, I don't play unless Becton's playing because that left tackle's not there. He's going to get killed no matter what. Because, oh, my God, Becton was awesome Sunday.
Yeah, but does that worry you?
I'm sorry?
Does that worry you, man, with him keep getting hurt, going out, man? Does that worry you a little bit about him?
I think it was that game against the Broncos when he was holding his chest in the sideline. I don't think he ever fully healed from that. And he kept propping him out there because they need him. He's so good. Like, I think it was on P. Ryan's scoring play, I think. He pushed, I think, Bosa back with one arm. Then he got the guy in front of him, flattened him, made that highway, basically, for the score. It was awesome. So, like, I think they just trotted him out there while he was hurt because they need him so badly.
Yeah, but at some point you got to protect your players, man. If they're going to be constantly getting hurt, at some point you say, listen, we appreciate you being tough and trying to grind through it, but we need you back 100%. Like we can't the damage you do now. We don't have no idea how it's going to translate down the line.
Yeah, and that's on the coach. Like that same game, they trotted out Sam back with a sprained shoulder. And he's back 5 minutes later. They should have sat him out the whole game. I don't know why they brought him back, but I don't know. That's Adam Gate's logic, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's
that's
a
the
mess,
whole problem.
It's a complete mess.
It's getting ugly, bro. And like I said, we're 0-10, 6 games left. And these teams are gonna come out. I'm glad he's not playing against Miami, because Miami's gonna get out. They're gonna get after Flacco. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna actually get after him.
Oh
because,
yeah.
Like I said, especially with Becton, we don't know if Becton's playing. Fant's not playing right now, and as of right now, Doga's not playing either. So that right side is going to be wide open. You know what I'm saying? So who are they going to plug in on the right side, because with Becton keep getting hurt? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely. I don't think it's a good idea for him to play at all, definitely this week. And after that, we he should play against Seattle, because they can't stop a nosebleed with that whack-ass defense they got. That's who we should come back for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Seattle's secondary is like Swiss cheese. I don't know what the hell happened. Jamal's not the same guy. But
Jamal's been the same guy. Jamal's been the same guy, but in terms of attacking the quarterback and making plays behind the line of scrimmage, it's just been the secondary. But their pass coverage as a whole has just been horrendous.
Oh yeah, but I think regardless of who they're playing and who's quarterback and if Becton's playing or not, they got to give Denzel Mims the ball, man. Because I don't know why it took to the late third quarter to finally give him the ball, because that kid has hands, man. He was catching everything. Well,
did you hear the bullshit that Adam Gase gave as a reasoning why? It's like, dude, you have three receivers that. Dude, if you listened to it, you probably would have broke your phone or broke your TV, because it's like you have three receivers that you're now like, and then you see the second half where Perriman's catching deep passes, Mims doing all these things. So Coach Gase, why did you only have 2 targets in the first half or whatever the hell it was, or 2 completions? He's like, well, Crowder should have had about 15 catches. It was basically calling it execution. He's like, oh, there were some penalties or some sacks, and basically blame Flacco. It's like, dude, so now you're not going to take no responsibility for the play calling. It's everybody but you. It's everybody but Logan. It's the players or the quarterback. It's amazing, dude.
But you know what's so crazy too? If you watch, because I watched those. I think Mims had 4 catches. I watched all 4 of them dope ass catches. I mean, really, 2 of them really, really great catches. But if you notice, if you watch when you watching the game, bro, if you do a dig 10 in the slant with this kid, he is so big and physical. There's nothing you can do with him, man. And the kid has great hands. But like I said, man, you got to target this kid and give this kid more opportunities. And but that comes from if you have but as an offensive mind, as an offensive minded genius, you would figure that you use him. But it's the same fucking guy who couldn't use Le'Veon Bell. So who am I to say anything, right? I'm just a dumb fan.
Yeah, we're just dumb fans. Okay? Featuring these young guys almost exclusively because if assuming knock on wood, Gase is gone next year, they have to show off the young talent to a potential new coach and say this is what you have to work with.
Not even that, dude. Not even showing off the talent. Let these kids get live reps against competition. They had no preseason, man. Yeah. So this is their time to learn and figure out. Just learn the speed of the NFL. Learn what it's like to get off coverage. Learn how to run your routes. And just figure the speed of the game, the physicality of the game. This is why they should all be on the field as much as possible. Mims should get 15 targets a game, man. And this is why, now that, unfortunately, Perine's hurt, let Ty Johnson get 10 carries. I don't give a shit, dude.
Exactly.
Let Josh Adams, Josh Adams is back, Notre Dame. Let him get, everybody that's young. And this is why, if Sam Darnold can't play, I want to see Morgan play. If in a lost season, why not let your 4th-round pick throw the fucking football around? Or why not let your 4th-round pick hand the ball off on 1st and 2nd down? That's all they do anyway. What the hell is the difference?
Hey, Tyson. Tyson,
yeah.
Let your 4th-round pick put a fucking uniform on, bro. Has he even put his uniform on yet?
He's not even active because we got the legend Mike White. They cut and bring back in the practice squad every goddamn week.
Absolutely, that's the bad part.
Seems such a joke. It's such a joke. It's just really you think about what we're doing here. We just watched P.J. Walker with the Carolina Panthers. He played in the fucking XFL. He comes out and he wins a game, and we can't get our 4th-round pick off the bench. We can't even get him active.
And what's his name? Zuniga too. He's the one that picked out of Florida in the defensive line.
Yep.
Where's he? He's a ghost too. Like he's been hurt or just killed.
No, why isn't he playing though? Like what he had?
He's playing,
I
but
know
not
he
a
had
lot.
more than. He's not getting a lot of snaps though. So I mean, but you gotta. With that part of it, though, like I will say this: if Greg Williams thought the kid was ready, he would probably play the kid a little bit more. I just think that the kid's been hurt so much and so often doing all this whole situation, they're working him in slow. But I want to see more from him because he's a third-round pick that we really were counting on. So especially with the guys that we playing right now, like I don't think it's like to me, I was really big on Double J, but Jordan Jenkins. But like I said, man, watching him every week get just running the wrong direction, misdirection stuff, getting confused out there. He ain't doing shit while he's on the field. And Basham been playing well, but Basham gets hurt every damn game. Like every single game he's hurt.
Did you guys see? I think it was like the first Charger touchdown. I think went to Henry. I forget, but I think it was like Hewitt was covering the receiver like way downfield, like in the middle field. I'm like, where's the speed? What was his play calling? Like I understand you don't want to get rid of Gates because best chance to go 0-16, but could we just like get rid of Greg Williams at least? It's like to send like a shot across the bow,
well,
you know?
I mean,
like
you got to keep in mind, man. Like you have a starting defense that has like 3 or 4 rookies playing. It's the first time even seeing an NFL action. So they're running around in circles, like that kind of stuff in the secondary. I expected that. I have no problem with that. That's just part of it.
Yeah, but
some of the things with your veteran guys, you're the defensive line guys, and the linebackers, they're all experienced dudes. They're just, I mean, some of the shit they're doing, man.
May, apparently. So is Marcus May. Where
and
the
I'm
hell
not
was
even,
he on that play? I get Davis, but like Marcus May should know better.
And I'm not giving Greg Williams a pass. But I'm sorry, man. This team, the biggest problem with that D line is no pass rush. That's been the same issue we've had for numerous years. That's why, if you want to help these rookies out, man, you give these guys some kind of pass rush, somebody who can put pressure on the quarterback and make the quarterback force him to make mistakes or throw the ball early.
Yeah.
We haven't done that all season long. We haven't done that last season and the season before that. That's the problem with this team, bro. They refuse to address the issue that we need. We just drafted a fucking left tackle first time in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. Just brick. You understand what I'm saying? We haven't had a comparable left tackle since the Brickenshaw Ferguson, bro. That shit speaks volumes to me.
And you went on the line of scrimmage, and the Jets have like not addressed that at all. They make all these picks, but like Leonard Williams is on the Giants right now. Mekhi Becton's the last, like you said, left tackle since Brick. Like they don't address that need. Like the Patriots built a dynasty owning the line. And,
well, I will say this though, Fakasi, man, has been truly a blessing, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Each year he's got better, man. He's played his ass off, so I'm gonna give them credit for actually finding him in the late rounds. But other than that, and Myers too. These guys have played well. So they're Shepard as well, starting to come along. So they played better. Against the run is not our problem. Like I said, we have zero pass rush.
Another thing is,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. Well, I was going to say, like, as far as kickers go too, Ficken had to get benched for Castillo because Castillo's making it from the parking lot, and Ficken came and get an extra point.
He's on IR.
He's on the IR now, so Castillo's back.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly Ficken wasn't healthy on Sunday. I don't know why they forced him back into action, but whatever. I mean, that
wasn't healthy.
Even when he had a hard time making extra points.
Yeah,
like
man. That's why he wasn't healthy because, like I said, man, Ficken's actually he's been pretty damn decent this season, man. So to force him out there just shows lack of understanding from general manager, head coach.
Yeah.
I'm even going to, and I normally don't give him a hard time, but the special teams coach as well, bro, man. You had to see this kid wasn't ready to be out there, man. Shit was horrible.
Yeah. But and going back to our point earlier, trusting the younger guys, like. We're 0-10. Like we're officially eliminated from our division. Shocker there, but competitively, there's nothing to lose. Just trot these kids out there, let them play. Like Tyson said, let them get reps, let them show their value to a new coach, let them be football players, and they're not doing it.
That's it, dude. You're gonna lose young, man. You empty the bench out, let them all play, and that's it. That's all you can do. But Nick, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a good night, Nick, man. Appreciate the call, brother.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Hey, you too, man. Thank you.
You too, man.
Just a reminder, so Primetime doesn't yell at me, because he yells at me a lot lately. This guy, he's becoming Hollywood too, man. He's a Primetime producer. This guy's always yelling at me and complaining about shit. 929-477-2651. And we had exclusive interviews last week. First of all, we had Fireman Ed on for an hour, so check that out on our YouTube channel. We thank Ed for his time, an hour of just all his thoughts on the Jets, Gase, Douglas, ownership, everything, which was great. And we had two very special guests last night. We're not even going to tell you who they are. If you want to know who they are, you get to go on our YouTube channel and check out the video. But they were intriguing. They were fascinating. They were feisty. Tyrone, it was truly an experience, man.
Hey, I want to say this, though, man. The Fireman Ed interview was fucking awesome. Like, yo, I chimed in, bro. That's my guy. And whenever he comes on the show, whenever you guys get him to do stuff, man, he just gives such insight into why he does what he does and who he is and why he loves this team and, just the history of him and his family and you guys. Man, like I said, bro, that was a dope ass interview, man. I was like, yo, in straight fan mode and shit, bro. I was sending you messages and stuff like, yo, I said, what's up, big homie? That's my guy, bro. Yo, for real, that's a dream of mine.
Kevin, but that just shows you what Tyrone's about right now. That just shows you the Hollywood level that Tyrone is. We're in the middle of an exclusive interview we worked hard to get. And Tyrone's like, yo, bro, I'm going to text you now, and I want you to say hi to him immediately because that's how I roll now. See how we're going to do it?
You know what, man?
See what Tyrone is now?
Listen.
Tyrone's now like, hey, interview. I want everybody to know that I said hi to him.
His rates are about to go up.
Hey, you know what? Listen, man, proud time.
We can't afford Tyrone no more.
I got to say this, bro, because real talk, man. Your fucking check didn't clear this week, bro. So I'm doing this shit I'm on the show tonight out of love, bro. Out of the people who love me and my fans out there who love Tyrone, baby. I love you guys, man. I'm here for this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But prime time, who's the Hollywood one on this show? We know who it is.
I'm waiting for Tyrone to start selling merch.
Mr. 25,000 views and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Bro,
Tyrone's gonna start selling merch. He's gonna be like, yo, follow me on Twitter, check out my webpage. I got T-shirts, I got hats, I got bumper stickers. You name it, I got it. Come support Tyrone. It's coming, man. I can see this already.
Hey, man, you know what, Tyson? You just made me spit my beer
crazy.
out, bro. I'm not fucking with you right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's just bad, bro.
And then next year he starts his own podcast.
Yep. Yeah, it'd be Let's Talk Tyrone. It'd be the Tyrone Johnson
show.
It's gonna be next. It is.
Hey, look. Hey, but can I count on you guys to come on the show, bro? Can I count on you guys to come on the show?
I'm busy, man. Sorry. I don't collaborate.
Wow.
I don't collaborate, man. You know what I'll do, Tyrone? Tyrone, you know what I'll do? I'll come on your show as long as I can give you a 15-minute dialogue of all the places I'm at and promote this show. Is that all right?
Hey, no problem. But what I'm saying is this, though, Tyson. You know what? Your check ain't clear this week, man. So I'm feeling some kind of way, but I'm gonna let it ride, though, man. 2021 is Tyrone.
We appreciate you,
man.
Coming, man.
I'm coming. I appreciate it,
okay.
man. I love you guys, man.
Too busy spending our profits on stupid fucking masks. That's why.
You know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Jabroni. Man. Wow.
We're gonna go. Now he's telling us what to do. So now this is his show, dude. Like we're just here for the ride now. So now he's just telling us what to do. So we're gonna bring on Jay. Jay, welcome to the Tyrone Johnson Show. I'm sure he's happy to talk to you. You guys enjoy.
What's going on, Jay, man? You see the shit I got to go through, Jay? You told me this shit was going to happen, Jay. You told me it was going to happen to me, bro. Now I truly see how Tyson does, man. Now, now he even got Primetime calling me Hollywood, man. And
no, that's Tyson's nickname. That's always going to be Tyson's nickname.
I think Jay's call
is stuck.
Man. I think our thing is stuck. Hold on a second. Did he come on? It's like it's in like wait mode. Oh, so you can hit it.
Now you got me. Now you got me. You got me now. Guys, I'm gonna go back in the whole theme of what you guys are talking about here with poor Tyrone, man. I'm gonna go back in the annals of time of Talk Jets radio history and bring up a memory that I had while you were talking about T-shirts.
Ty, I'm not going to mention this person by name, but do you remember when that little fella called up and he had his T-shirts and he had just launched them, and he was asking you how you liked them, and you were like, and you wouldn't answer. He's like, come on, Ty, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. And Ty just busted out. Ty's like, you know what, man? Those shirts suck. He just clowned him like right on the air. It was one of the funniest things I ever heard in my life, and it led to a divorce from our website, and all kinds of crazy stuff happened after that.
It was a bunch of stick
man,
figures.
I had a good laugh out of that shit. That was one of the funnier moments in Talk Desk radio history. So
Jay, what you're telling me is, what you're saying is when Tyrone launches his new merch and his new program, he should not ask us for advice as he launches his new podcast?
If he does, Tyrone, if you do it behind the scenes, man, don't ask live, because Tyler will rip those shirts live, no problem. He will tear those shirts apart before they even get off the ground.
Hey, Jay, you see how I get treated right here, Jay? We 0-10, man. I get to get picked on. You know what I'm saying? We don't got nobody else, nothing else to talk about but Tyrone coming up with his own podcast. But, you know, I mean, I guess that's how I get treated, man. But, Jay, I got to ask you a question.
Just don't forget the little people, man.
I missed you last week, bro. Listen, Jay, I got a question, Jay. How bad is this shit for real, bro? Like, real talk, with this Adam Gates, this Sam Darnold, this debacle that we call, you know, just football, how bad is this shit?
You know what, man? So some of us out there kind of have a crystal ball that they can look into, and you know, and I was saying about this time a year ago that this shit was going to happen, that it was inevitable that this shit was going to happen. Now, look, I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but I mean, you know, I knew it would be bad. I knew it would be a sub 6-10 season with full on talks of you know another reset and a lot of stuff a year too late. That's what this team does, guys. I can't take too much more seeing Joe Flacco out there. I can't do it. I don't understand it. Now, every week that James Morgan sits on the bench, I sit there and I think to myself, like the Jets are the only team that drafts quarterbacks that can't get on the field. Like, we went through this with Hackenberg. Like, remember the end of the season when they drafted Hackenberg, and everyone was like, yo, just play Hackenberg. Like, and the Jets just refused to put him in the game. And that's because he was such trash that they couldn't put him in, you know. But in retrospect, like you know, why not play him? I mean, we have James Morgan sitting there right now, right? And it's like literally a general manager's dream situation. And, frankly, James Morgan's dream situation. He gets in there. There is zero pressure on him to perform, right? If he gets in there right now, he can go out there and suck worse than Joe Flacco, and Jet fans would be happy. Nobody's going to call for this guy they call him a clown, right? They drafted this guy when they thought they had their franchise quarterback in place, or at least were hoping they had their franchise quarterback in place. For what purpose? If he can't even play now, like, play some mop-up duty and get in there, and listen, you can't, as a general manager or a head coach, sit there and pretend that you're putting the best guys out there to win after you traded your best defensive player in the offseason. You traded Steve McClendon for a 2078 ninth-round pick. You traded Avery Williamson for a 2147 16th-round pick, right? And like, you know, and you're taking players off the team left and right. But then you put Joe Flacco in there and claim you're putting the best guys in to win. That's ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Take the diapers off of this guy. Take the training wheels off. Stick him in the game and see what he can do. I don't want to hear that the Jacksonville Jaguars can pick Jake Luton out there to sling the ball around. You know, look, he got his ass kicked against Pittsburgh, but who cares? They're trying to lose too, and they're you know, like, put James Morgan in the damn game. What happens if James Morgan goes in there and lights it up? Are you going to be pissed off? Ty, Kev, Tyrone, are you guys going to be pissed off if they put James Morgan in the game and it turns out you have something there? Like, why not try? I don't understand it unless he's such trash like Christian Hackenberg was that he's going to go out there and embarrass himself. In which case, cut him. Or what the hell did you draft him for in the first place? It makes no sense.
None. Bro, listen, none. If he goes out and throw 5 picks, there's not a Jet fan in the world that would say a fucking word. Why not play a kid when you have nothing, when you have no pressure, nothing to play for, nothing to win, nothing to lose? But like I said, this is the organization that we have. Like that Flacco shit, bro. It's just like this Frank Gore thing. It's the same thing with me with Frank Gore. Why are you still giving him? Why are you giving his guy 16, 17, 18, 20 carries? And don't get me wrong, he's a great player. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame, but we don't need him. It's not helping us. Give Ty
Tyrone,
Johnson carries. Let's see what happens.
I watch these games with my boy Eric every week down here, and let me tell you what happens. When Frank Gore gets the ball and he has a nice run, it pisses me off. When he scores a touchdown, it pisses me off. When they have like the veteran, when Joe Flacco throws a nice pass for a touchdown, it pisses me off. When Denzel Mims catches a pass, I get fired up. When Pirine has a nice run or a nice catch, it fires me up. Put the fucking young guys in the game. Stop it already. And Frank Gore, I mean, Tyson, I know you and Kev, you guys like you tune into all the Adam Gase shit, and I haven't. I tried not to pay attention to it, but unfortunately I came across it. I don't know if you guys commented on this yet. But did anybody bring up the fact that he actually had the nerve to say that Jamison Crowder should have had 15 catches in the first half when he had like 3 balls thrown his way? Like, exactly how is he supposed to have 15 catches? What is he talking about?
Well, dude, because he did his normal stuff, Jay. He said, well, he should have had 15 catches. It was basically 8 targets and 1 catch, and the fact was he blamed sacks, mistakes, execution, and decision making. So it was everything but the play calling.
What they do.
It was vintage Gase, man.
Bro, this guy, when he gets fired, whether that be this year, next year, whenever, will never coach another. He won't even be a coordinator. He will never be on another. Maybe some back end to like minor league little clown coach, but he's not going to be like. He won't be an offensive coordinator. He will never get another head coaching job. He is the worst head coach for so many different reasons. Not just his play calling, not just his time management, clock management, player management, roster management, but just his overall personality. He was literally the worst possible guy that the Jets could have hired for the New York market. It's absurd. Watching him march up there with his bullshit every week, listening to the nonsense that comes out of his mouth, you would literally have to be one of the dumbest human beings on the planet as far as football, knowledge is concerned, to listen to his shit and believe what he's saying. Like, there's nobody on the and the fact that I love you guys do the YouTube stuff where basically you mock the shit out of Gase's pressers and the way the media handles it. Can somebody step up with a pair of balls in that media room and call him out on his bullshit for once, please? Anybody? I know Manish would be doing it, but he's fucking gone. So it's like, there has to be somebody there. I know Connor Hughes been doing it a little bit, here and there, and so is Samini slightly here and there. But one of them needs to step up and just be like, this is ridiculous. Like, I've been covering this team for 20-something years, and this is just I know better. I'm not an idiot, and I'm not going to report this crap because it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like, if a player plays poorly, he's going to get called out in the media. But the coach, the way he handles the team on a weekly basis and then the way he presents himself in the media is laughably absurd. And they don't learn.
Hey, look at in the game. Look at, was it primetime? Was it Nathan Shepard with the dumb personal foul?
Oh God! And then they put him back in. Yep. They put him back in.
Yep.
He runs off the field.
He was running off the field. Didn't even have to sit out a play, and he's throwing right back in on stage.
Bro, me and Eric lost our fucking minds. He ran off the field. It was like, good, get him the fuck out of there. Dude, what was he do? First of all, what was Nathan Shepard thinking on that? Give me a fucking break. And then they pulled him out. I was like, good, finally some accountability. And Eric goes, no accountability. He's got his way back in. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And there he is running back on the field. I was like, yeah, are you kidding? Dude, they're 0-10. Take the stand for once. My God, it's crazy, man. This situation is it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is unbelievable. 2020 has been one hell of a crazy year, and I mean, wake me up in 2021. Please get this clown out here. If he comes back in 2021, I don't know what I can do with this team at that point.
Well, yeah, we lead the league in personal fouls. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least we're doing something correctly.
First place, baby. So, I don't know, man. I like to see Morgan.
So Tyrone, do we have to pay you more to ask more questions, or how does this have to work here? Like, you just got quiet. Are you okay over there?
Oh, no, man. When Jay's on here, bro, like I said, man, I love, Jay, one thing about Jay, man, Jay gives a great analogy of everything that's going on with organizational-wise. That's why I love when Jay comes on, because Jay's been on the PG version here lately, though. I understand why, but you got to do what you got to do. But when Jay comes on and Jay gets to rolling, Jay gives no fucks. So Jay's just going to be real, you know what I'm saying? That's just the real aspect of what we need to hear, as fans, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit it got fans has been Jets fans for 30, 40 years feeling the same kind of way, man. So, now I'm just listening, bro.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, man. I'm going to be honest. Like, I have a sense of humor about this year, right? And like, I'm trying to find, like, ways to enjoy myself. And I got to be honest, that game on Sunday was about the most enjoyment I've had all season watching a Jet game, specifically because they lost, but there were some aspects of the game that were, slightly enjoyable. Mims is going to be an absolute beast. But look, guys, it's like we've been now, like, after the way they started last year, I mean, I haven't rooted for the Jets to win a game basically since the Cowboys game last year. Like the season has been over for the past, like, we're going to have 16 games this year and about what, like 12 last year that were meaningless. So you got like 28 games in a row of meaningless football where you're basically just hoping for draft position. So like, I mean, how, and then before that, even years of that shit since 2015. So like, this team it's draining on your soul as a sports fan to constantly like give zero fucks about winning and losing and have not one, big game to get excited about. Like they played the Patriots on Monday Night Football, a couple weeks ago, and we were all actively rooting for the fucking Patriots. We wanted Nick Foles to drive a stake in our hearts. Like we wanted to lose to the fucking Patriots. Like that's what our fucking asshole owners have set up. Is the entire fan base is rooting for the Patriots to beat us on the national stage so that we can wake up in the morning and have a better chance at draft position.
Dude, we're rooting for the Dolphins on Sunday. I mean, what does that say? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's they should be embarrassed. They should be like ashamed of themselves. And that's why I want them to go 1-16. Like, I was listening to what Ed was saying. I understand he doesn't want the stain of 0-16. We got mocked enough. We got made fun of enough. But you know what?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that.
Fuck it. 0-16 is exactly what these owners, what this coach, what they deserve. That's what they did. They don't deserve to get the feeling of a win. They did this to themselves, and they deserve every piece, just like Kev said, of being attached to 0-16. Because maybe the extreme bottoming out, the worst thing you could ever be, something that only 3 teams in the history of football have ever done, is exactly what they need to say, you know what, we suck at this. Like, we're just objectively awful at what we're trying to do. So let's just have somebody else. Let's get some help in here and stay out of it. I mean, because it's never going to change. It's never going to change with these guys. They're clueless. They have no clue what they're doing. As sport, it's holding our team hostage. It's unfortunate because they have billions and billions of dollars, and they own the team, and we're stuck with them. So we just got to hope they learn a lesson after this year. I really fear still that not only are they not learning their lesson, that they're emboldened by the idiots that they surround themselves with, and that they really are all in together on this and prepared to move forward with Gase. I really feel that way. I know Kevin feels that way. I hope that changes. I don't know that it's set in stone because any way the wind blows with this ownership group, I mean, 2 weeks before they fired McCagnon, they were telling everybody in the room they weren't firing McCagnon, and then they fired McCagnon. So, I mean, I just hope that the other shoe drops, but I'm prepared for what I'm going to have to do if Adam Gase is back next year, and I've already almost accepted it, and it really sucks, but I won't be watching. I won't be actively rooting against him. I just won't watch anymore.
Jay, good stuff as always, and I assure you, if they decide to keep him, actions will be taken. So don't worry. We have it all under control here. I know that you've moved on to bigger and better things, but I haven't moved on to anything. I've actually lost all my credibility and respect, so now I'm just going to burn everything down. So don't worry about it. We have everything under control, and you're
That's where I was at last year. Once I posted that video of Chris Johnson saying that he was just wondering if the team showed up. After I did that, it was like, fuck it, I already burned my bridges. So fuck. But you know what? 2020 is such a crazy year that Tyson's telling me to don't worry, he's gonna take action. So shit, go right ahead, man. I passed the baton. You run with it, man. Enjoy it.
Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Be good, guys.
Call, Jay.
We're going to go to – now, the next guy, like, we have one celebrity on the show already, and Tyrone is already becoming a complete diva, and I'm not really sure we can afford his salary anymore. And now we got another guy, our next celebrity coming on, who goes on everybody else's podcast. So, Steve, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. How have you been? Tyrone, Kevin, Tyson, what's going on, guys?
What's going on, Steve? How you doing, bro?
Well, first of all, a happy early Thanksgiving to you guys. That's the most important thing before we talk about this shithole of a team.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too, man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it, bro.
So the thing is that, you know, I just don't know what's going to happen with this team going forward. I mean, it's just, listen, I've always wanted to say that I want to see the younger players now get more reps. I mean, because, listen, we're 0-10, and obviously we're not going anywhere this year. It's that we got to give an opportunity for younger reps. I mean, unfortunately, what sucked on Sunday when LaMichael Pirine had that ankle injury, we had to see more reps of Gore in the game. Listen, nothing against Frank Gore. Listen, when he retires, he's going into the Hall of Fame, but we really got to get the younger players to play more except for Gore. But now, unfortunately, we're going to have to probably see more Gore with Pirine hurt, and, you know, Gaze and Lowing, whoever the fuck calls the offensive plays, are always going to let Gore get on the field more instead of Ty Johnson or Josh Adams. But it's just that right now I don't know what else to say about this team. I mean, listen, it's
were you mad they lost on Sunday?
What'd you say?
Were you mad they lost on Sunday?
Not really. I mean, because, listen, it was a hard-fought game.
You want them to win, dude. You want the wins. I saw your tweets. You wanted them to win the game on Sunday.
Damn, Steve.
I wasn't mad at all, but I knew they were going to lose.
No, but were you rooting for a win is the question.
Was I rooting for a win? I mean, I would like to see the team win, but I knew we weren't going to win.
See, Tyrone, what I'm dealing with here. This is the problem.
Yo, Steve, what is the point of getting a meaningless victory and throwing away the first pick of the draft when we have no? You rather see Flacco get the win?
I'd rather see Darnold get the win over Flacco.
But on Sunday, were you rooting for a win when they were coming back for their driving? Did you want to see that win there?
Did I want to see the win there? I wanted to see it make it interesting, but I wanted to see if they could make it interesting.
That wasn't the question. The game was interesting, and they were driving. Were you rooting for Flacco to get the comeback victory there?
On the edge
to really be honest, for the first time, no, I wasn't.
You're such a liar. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all.
Here.
He had his pom-poms out. He's like, come on, man, we can win this game. We can win this game.
Yeah. No, no. Now, honestly, if Flacco was going to get this win, it was going to be a huge major setback. I would have rather have seen the win if Darnold was on the field.
So what is that? What would a win mean to you? Let's hear what this one win would mean to you. How would that change things for the Jets?
How would it change things? If you really want my honest opinion, it would change absolutely nothing. The only thing that would have changed if Jacksonville would get a win.
If the Jets win a game and if the Jets win a game and they're tied with Jacksonville, there's a chance they won't get the number one pick. They get the number 2 pick, which would be a problem. Don't you think so?
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what would happen, but I mean, because it obviously,
I mean, it's pretty much a lock. It's a foregone conclusion. The Jets and Jaguars are tied. The Jaguars are getting pick number 1. The Jets are getting pick number 2. So you rooting for wins, that one meaningless win that you're going to be proud of, could actually hurt us.
Yeah, no. Listen, I mean, the thing is that if you don't know what they're going to do with the draft. I mean, Tyrone said this earlier in the show because in the past we've always have fucked up when it comes to a draft pick like that.
Who cares what you're going to do? Having the number one pick is a priority. Like, I'd like to have the chance to fuck up the number one pick instead of not having the number one pick.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. Listen, Tyson. At the end of the day, you don't know. Even if the Jets do end up getting the number one pick, you don't know what the fuck they're going to do with this organization because then
what I do know is that I'm not sitting there rooting for wins each week like you are. I'm not rooting for a win the rest of the season. I want them to go 0-16. Do you feel like that? No, you don't.
No, listen. I don't feel the same. I don't feel that way of going 0-16. I mean, I would like for them to be competitive, but if we go 0-16, I mean, it's not the end of the world. No, not necessarily. It wouldn't bother me. I mean,
maybe not necessarily. It's a yes or no question. If they go 0-16, would you be mad or not?
No.
Really? So that changed. So we're back to Waffle House again. All right. So now you're okay with going 0-16?
At this point, yes. I mean, at this point, yes.
So what changed between Sunday and Tuesday to make you think that now 0-16 is okay?
I mean, I realize that the position that we could be. I mean, if we end up with that number one pick, what are we going to do with it? Do we have still faith in Sam and basically trade the first pick and try to surround him with talent that we could, with the right GM, with the right coach, or we trade Sam Darnold and basically get Trevor Lawrence. At the end of the day, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. It's just the thing is, if you really, really want my honest answer, Tyson, there's one thing.
No, I want you to lie to me
that
instead.
Bothers me about this. You've been a fan longer of this team. So is Kevin. So is Tyrone. So is Jay. It's just I just hate losing so fucking much. But unfortunately, we have to deal with this. And at the end of the day, it's not. Listen, the Adam Gase and the owners, they get their paycheck, they get their money, and that's it. The problem is we as the fans suffer. Every year.
Thing is, but now we're not. But now we're not suffering if we know that losing actually has a purpose. The more they lose, the purpose is you go 0-16. You're guaranteeing, hopefully, that Adam Gase gets fired. You're 0-16. You're guaranteed to get the number one pick. That's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's actually a reason to root for losses. To root for a win now is insane. I understand you.
Yeah, but Tyson, here is the other thing too. If you remember, if you go back to 2017. Look at what the Cleveland Browns did after when they went 0-16. They kept fucking Hugh Jackson after that season. That's one of my worst fears if we even go 0-16.
Yeah,
does anybody have a brain on that?
But that's fine. That's a whole other story. But the goal is you got to get there. If you go 0-16 and ownership says, you know what, we're going to double down and keep Adam Gase, that's a whole different story. But you still have the number one pick, which is a light at the end of the tunnel if you either keep Darnold and you get all the draft picks, or if you bring in Trevor Lawrence. It's something we desperately need to change this organization. It's a necessary evil. So if that means 16 losses, fine. I don't care. It doesn't even faze me at this point.
The other thing that just drives me crazy is that why in the hell is Cameron Clark not active? Odoga and Fant may not play this week. So then you know what you do? You activate Clark and get him on the field. Give the kid a chance. I don't understand. What is this? Todd Bowles 2.0 when is Adam Gase afraid to play? Adam Gase is afraid to play young people instead of going for the veterans? I mean, what the hell is that? Where the hell are we at this fucking point, for crying out loud?
Do you curse like this on Gangrene David's podcast? I just want to know.
Do I curse like this? No.
Then why do you do it on our show? Why do you feel like you have to do it on our show?
I allows cursing like this, but I know you do. I know you do, and I know especially when you guys do your YouTube channel, which is very entertaining. I mean, listen, Primetime is the most entertaining of that YouTube channel, especially with all the stuff that he does. I mean, listen, I give Primetime the balls.
Wow.
I give him the balls
just
for doing all that.
Shot, huh, Steve? Wow, just taking a shot. Tyson, your response, sir?
No, I think Primetime does a phenomenal job. But my question is, why does Steve go on other podcasts and acts like a responsible, intelligent caller, and then we get amateur hour Steve on this show? That's what I want to know.
Well, I'll answer that one for you, Steve, because other podcasts are more responsible than we are. That's all.
What was that, Primetime?
So I was saying other podcasts are more responsible than we are. That's why he probably feels, obligated to come on here and, curse the way that we do.
He's letting his hair down.
Good answer, Primetime.
Yeah, well, listen, because the other ones don't allow like I mean, listen, if you ever go on CJ's show, I mean, CJ, my God, sometimes I think he's worse than Tyson when it comes to cursing.
Cool.
CJ,
Tyrone. Yeah, I know who they are. I mean, that's Tyrone's ballpark. That's where he goes on there and hangs out.
CJ the Painkiller D. Simone, that's my guy. So, big up to CJ. Hey, Steve, I just got to say this right here.
Tyrone's squirming right now. Tyrone.
Wait, hang on. I want to hear Tyrone talk. Tyrone, go ahead
right now.
Tyrone just, hey, man, I just made
Tyrone
is I'm not fucking, I want to say this right here, Oh, shit. Oh, Steve. Hey, so, Steve, so how do you really feel about Tyson, Steve? I mean, you're just getting this shit out. Get it off your chest,
Oh, no,
Steve.
listen.
Let it out, Steve.
Hey, listen. As much as Tyson can be a pain in the ass as he is, Tyson does a good job at what he does with his YouTube channel, with talking about this team. Listen, he's a smart, knowledgeable Jets fan. As much as he's a pain in the ass, he's a good guy.
Well, Steve, after you feel that way,
shut up, bitch!
Oh my! See, I was about to say something good, but you know what? I'm not even touching that shit right now. Yo.
Hey, listen, hey man, that's. Hey, listen, I respect your answer, man.
Turn that son bitch sideways and stick it straight up. You can get it.
God.
So, Steve, I got a question. I got a question. For all seriousness, we'll try to make this more professional and bring back what remaining listeners we have. Who makes the final decision on Sam Darnold? Is it Joe Douglas or Adam Gase in terms of playing on Sunday?
Oh God, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think it should be.
No, I want you to lie to us.
I think it should be the doctors.
But the doctors said that the doctors say it's a pain tolerance issue. So in terms of he can't get injured further, they think it's not the case, but they won't know until he actually gets hit. So then what?
I honestly would. If you want my honest opinion, I would rather have Joe Douglas because I just don't have the faith in Gase anymore. I can't trust the guy anymore. And I'm just gonna say this right now: if Adam Gase comes back next year as the coach, if they decide to keep him, I'm gonna fucking riot if that happens. What
are you gonna riot? What exactly are you gonna do?
I'm gonna lose my shit.
What are you gonna do though? So you're gonna lose your shit. What does that mean? You're gonna call on the podcast and yell? Nobody cares. What else are you gonna do other than lose your shit? How are you gonna make a difference?
No. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that we could do because unfortunately, us long-suffering, passionate Jet fans are the ones that
wrong.
have to suffer.
There's actually plenty you can do. If you, the most loyal fan that's been rooting for wins for the last 2 weeks, what you can do is if they bring him back is you don't spend your money on the team. You don't buy T-shirts. You don't buy jerseys. You don't buy tickets. You don't support the team. That's what you can do.
Yeah, no, that would be something I would have to do, even if it's a new player or even if I get. I mean, The only way I would get something is if someone gave it to me as a gift. I would not go out and buy stuff.
So there is something you could actually do other than rioting. You could actually take a stand for yourself and be like, I'm not going to spend any money on this team until they get rid of the coach.
Yeah, I know. It's just as much as I love this team, as much as I love the green and white, this organization drives me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just stop rooting for wins, Steve. It'll be better for everybody involved.
One last thing I didn't understand though, from the game on Sunday, when we were on that final drive, when we had a chance to possibly tie this game up, after Flacco threw the incomplete pass, the idiots at the coach Adam Gase, why in the goddamn fuck are you calling a timeout after an incomplete pass when the clock is stopped? I don't fucking get it anymore.
Prime time, your thoughts.
I have no thoughts. It makes no sense.
Tyrone, your thoughts. Tyrone, your thoughts on Steve's thoughts. How about that? We're going to play telephone like the Jets do.
I'm just going to say that Steve has always been one of my most exciting people to listen to. His takes are always different. Steve, I just want to give you a little advice, man. Look, I know you don't like losing, but at this point to win a meaningless game, who really gives a fuck, bro? To lose the first pick of the draft is fucking retarded. The question why Adam Gase called his timeout, brother, I don't even have an answer to that because it made no sense. But this team has done that this whole off season. Everything that's been done to Sam and everything else, it makes no sense to me. So I can't even give you an answer to that one. I guess next time that if you watch the YouTube channel, maybe that question was asked last night, so you get a chance to watch that and you'll see what's going on. Steve, you got phone. Is somebody else calling you, Steve? You on another show right now? What kind of shit is that, Steve?
No one is not. No one is not calling me.
Nah, getting ready for his next show.
Exactly. Steve, I got one last question for you, Steve.
Okay.
Do we see Sam Darnold in a Jets uniform again this season?
Do I see him in a Jets uniform again this season? Possibly, yes. I don't know when it's going to be, but I believe so, yes.
Steve, have a great Thanksgiving, man. Thanks for calling. We appreciate your
All right, no problem, guys. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, Steve.
So why do you guys leave me with him? I don't understand why I get stuck in the pilot chair.
I thought you were enjoying it. I was letting you go.
Hey, Tyson, I wasn't touching that shit. Y'all were having no ball, bro. I was just sitting there listening. And I was telling you, I had tears in my eyes, bro. I have tears in my eyes literally right now, bro. I'm fucking crying. This shit was crazy. Y'all just going back and forth, man.
So we're gonna bring on Louie. Louie, what's up, man?
What's going on,
anything
Louie?
with the Jets,
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, like you're saying, you'll probably see, like you're saying, you're going to see Sam Darnold in Jets uniform for the rest of some point this season. Why? I mean, he hasn't done anything this season. He's not going to get better. So why put him in for one more game? Maybe give him a proper farewell? Because I don't think he'll come back next year.
So who should start?
Like 5 games, like 5 or 6 games. It wouldn't be one game.
Should it be Flacco or Morgan playing right now? Who do you think should be our quarterback right now?
Flacco's too old. If got to choose, listed too evil, so I think I'll go with Morgan. Flacco's a half.
Nice. What do you think,
No, I mean, I agree. Listen, I think Morgan should play. I mean, that's the goal. Play young. If you're not going to play Darnold, play Morgan and see what he is.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Play young, but at the same time, at the same time, if Sam can play, I think there are reasons to put him out there. One, to try to increase his trade value from other teams, and from a personal standpoint, I'm sure he would like to go out there and kind of prove, to other teams that he can be a franchise quarterback in this league, even though he's obviously not in the best situation right now. I don't think he cares about getting the Jets more trade compensation, but I think he would like to maybe attract some other teams if he sees the writing on the wall that he's not going to be a Jet next year.
I may ask this question on my show next week myself.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Well, let's put it this way: when is Gase going to get fired? Really? I mean, he should have been fired back in week 5.
Week 5.
I mean, I
okay,
think
I
think right now the Jets are trying to ride it out to the end of the season. They're gonna let them lose 6 more games and fire them at the end of the season.
So you're thinking like me, 0-16, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Hey, listen, Louis. I don't want to go 0-16. No bullshit. If Jacksonville win, I want Jacksonville to win 1 game, and I want the Jets to get their little meaningless 1 victory and be good with that. I'm cool with that shit, bro. But if it means getting rid of Adam Gase to go 0-16, then I'll sign up for that shit every season. Long as he's gone, because he's not solely the only problem that we have, but he's a major part of what's going on with this organization. It's more shit going on, but yeah, absolutely, bro, absolutely. I mean, like I said, man, we talked about this every week, and I'm gonna say try to say it one last time. But look at the coaches we had in the building, man. Prime time. Do you even imagine who we could have coaching us right now if we wouldn't have hired this fucking clown and this shit show that we're going through? It's just fucking crazy to me, man. It's nuts. Like, everyone else is doing well but us. And we, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
For me, I mean, it's not even about winning games or doing well. It's just about having young guys out there and, getting them to progress a little bit. I don't think anybody expected to win this year, but at the very least, if you were going to tank the year and be one of the worst teams in football, don't feature fucking Joe Flacco and Frank Gore. At least get us the young guys and kind of get some idea of what you have going forward. Watching veterans out there just doesn't make any sense. And at the very least, you should be also trying some new things. Work some up-tempo. Have motion in your offense. Get a little creative. They just go up there, and it seems like they're just going through the motions, run, pass, short screen pass. It's nothing creative until the second half when they're forced to throw the ball.
At all. No creative at all. It's
Louis,
just,
thanks for calling it, man. We appreciate it.
All right. Hopefully you'll call my show in the near future. I hope.
Definitely. Yeah, Primetime definitely do that. Thanks for calling in. So, Tyrone, what are your thoughts? Tyrone, what are your thoughts, man? We got our parting shots. We're 0-10. We had a lot of interesting callers and thoughts tonight. What are your parting shots here tonight?
My parting shots are this right here, man. Everyone that wants us to get a victory, I understand that, but at the end of the day, it makes no sense. And why jeopardize our future when we can have the first pick of the draft? It's something that we really need that can either benefit us with a quarterback or benefit us with a boatload of draft picks, something that we desperately need. We're a depleted team. But at the end of the day, man, I love you guys. Have a safe and happy holiday. Just use good judgment, and don't do what Gates would do. Make good decisions. Be accountable. Love you guys.
Primetime, your thoughts?
Man, I don't even know where to start. It's just, it's frustrating. Like you guys have pretty much summed up tonight, being 0-10, not that we expected much this year, but just watching it all completely unravel and not really finding a whole lot of bright spots. This week, slight exceptions, I guess, with Denzel Mims and, a few other young players. But, just watching your quarterback go through what he's going through and seeing all these veterans out there, and it's been tough, man. But, like Tyrone was saying, we appreciate all the fans that have been, supporting us and calling in. It's been the one thing that we've kind of enjoyed this year is, being able to do these shows, doing these live streams, and, just finding different ways to, try to keep it somewhat entertaining, because coming on here talking X's and O's and trying to do game previews, I don't think anybody would find that entertaining at all. So, being able to do it this way and interact and just crack some jokes, it, makes it worth it. The Josh Adams tour begins again.
Josh Adams is back. Notre Dame is a top 3 team in the country. Things aren't that bad, man. Josh Adams will save this offense.
Friday night.
Just give him the rock. But in all seriousness, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to both you guys and your families and everybody else listening. And that's really it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, calling in, interacting with us on YouTube. It is completely crazy, and we are beyond appreciative for sure. And that's really it, man. I'm rooting for losses. I can't not root for a win until the Jaguars win a second game. So it's lose, lose, lose. And then there's actually like a report by U Stadium tonight that the Jets are showing interest in Pat Fitzgerald, the college coach from Northwestern. So that's interesting that they're doing research on coaches. It's a good sign that Adam Gase will be out of here. So that's something to keep an eye on. So we'll see what happens with that.
That's news.
Other than that, man, let's just enjoy it. We'll be back Friday night doing our preview show, which is nothing really getting previewed, and back on Sunday with the live stream. And that is it. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man. Y'all be good. Love you, boys.
Later, fellas.
Later.
Later. Be good.